back for another week of sales. So, I'm pretty sure I showed you this already. But I do have, in about an hour and a half here, I have auctions ending. The first set of auctions from this huge lot of 400. All the ones that that are not obvious what city or what state they're in. I put those, all together, or I divided them, I think, between 14 different lots at about 9 apiece and just auctioned them off. There's still about an hour and a half left. I have, what was it? Memory of a Goldfish. I want to say it's about 7 or 8 of them that do have bids in on them out of the 14, which is pretty good. But what's not good is a lot of them, or it's only the base, at the base price so far, which is not good because the base price, I think I didn't actually put high enough. I think I put it like just above cost of goods, and then kind of forgot about fees in that. So the fees might take up the little bit of space there is in between. So so I'll have to remember that for the next set of lots that I make up, to price them a tad bit higher. But like I said, there's still about an hour and a half on those, so we'll see how those end. Then this little inventory pickup, this little lot of 6 Monroe County Deputy Sheriff's Association little like star badge style patches. I picked it up for myself. Just kept the one for myself. I'm gonna sell off the other 5, and the shipping on this was $5.10. But the guy put a ton of stamps on the envelope, and when really all these together don't even weigh an ounce. He could have put them on like a slightly bigger envelope, taped them individually inside of there, and put a stamp on it, a stamp, maybe 2, just to be safe, and sent it off. Or if he would have bought first class shipping on eBay, it would have been cheaper. Hell, probably even at the post office, actual first class shipping would have been cheaper. It was in one of the weirdos who put a ton of stamps on there. Although I guess it might have been cheaper because I think a lot of those were not newer stamps. They were older ones, and actually I don't know if I kept the envelope that it came as. Probably should have, for the stamps that are on it. And if so, it's definitely gone because it's Monday, so it was garbage day, and it was also recycle week, so if it did end up in there, it's gone forever, that's for sure. And then this I seen this morning, that is super cool, this Buffalo Police Super Bowl champs 2023, even though obviously we didn't make it to the to the Super Bowl or even the championship game. So, but as you can see from the description, it's Buffalo Police apparently got really excited and really hopeful that we were gonna make it. So they had these made, and then by the time we got knocked out of the playoffs, these had already been made. So they probably should have waited till we at least went to until we at least got to the championship before they had these made. And I found it on the website that they from the place that made them. Oh yeah, you can see in the corner the ghost patches. They got a lot of cool patches on there as well, but that's where these were made. And they're selling them for $10. I picked up 4, which is why I'm showing you this. And that was after I put in the bid on this, so I was really hoping that at some point someone would outbid me and get me out of my obligation to buy this. So I looked it up and bought 4 of them. 1 to keep for myself, the other 3 I'll probably auction off or whatever. So this I thought was something really cool that I had to show you. I also shared it on my on Twitter under my Tunnel on to Fire, and that definitely got some interest from some people. So I think they got a couple more sales from me doing that. So definitely something that's cool that will be coming in the mail. That will be coming, and I will probably auction off the other ones, or maybe keep 2 for myself and sell off the other 2. And then that other one I don't know, give it away or something. Alright, so over to the sales. We're going to start off with this East Hazelcrest, Illinois Police. Sold out on offer, I'm pretty sure 20% at $7.64. So it's been around a while. Next is Cornell University. Sold out on offer $13.49. Next is statewide private security patrol, $4.99 in that. I was kind of not listing the security ones, or thinking about not listing them individually, just putting it as a lot and trying to get rid of them that way. But I do have a lot of 8 that's kind of been sitting around and hasn't really had any action, but I did just send out an offer on it. So maybe that'll get it moving. The security ones are kind of just real hit or miss with if they're going to move or not. Next, Philly Naval Shipyard Fire Department, $3.99 in that. Marlboro, Massachusetts Fire. I got 2 of them. Sold both of them this week. So $7.99, which is good. Amherst Police. This did not. This sold for $6.29 out on offer. This did not go local. This went somewhere that was not here. Next was this W.S. Darley Fire Apparatus and Pumps in Melrose Park. $6.99 on that. This was in a lot of I think it was like 3 different lots of different patches, and the had a lot of these like kind of smaller, or not really smaller, but these more like specialty kind of very specific manufacturers and things like that. It was all fire department related stuff in that lot. Next, LA County Jail sold out on offer for $49. Springfield, Missouri Fire sold out on offer as well, $5.39. Bullitt County, Kentucky Fire, $5.99 on that one. Buffalo, this very used Buffalo Fire patch. This did sell locally. Sold for $3.99, sold locally, and as you can see, it's in very poor condition. In horrible shape. And this sold, I want to say it was Wednesday. No, not Wednesday. What am I talking about? Sold Friday when the line of duty death was on. The line of duty death was Wednesday. This sold Friday, and this actually did sell locally. And very local to where the line of duty death was. It sold to Oxford Pennant, which is a block away from where the fire was. The fire was at 745 Main Street in Oxford Pennant's in the 800 block, so it was a block away from where the line of duty death was. So, and actually, I looked in my store. I only have one other Buffalo Fire one. I just don't have any, because the only couple ones, it's not something I find very often. And the other one that I think I have found, that was in good shape, I sold to my to the other local collector, and then it was just these 2 crappy ones that I listed. So, but like I said, the line of duty death was Wednesday, and this sold. I want to say it was Friday, and it sold to Oxford Pennant. And when I'd seen the address, or when I looked up the address, I seen that it was Oxford Pennant, but I didn't think too much of the name. But then I seen a Channel 2 story about how Oxford Pennant was donating all their weekend sales profit to Jason Arno's family. So the name of the guy who I sold it to is who, he's like a co-founder or whatever of Oxford Pennant. So I would love to know what they're going to do with this, what they're going to make out of it, or, make or do with it. So, interesting that they only bought the one and not another one, so we will see. Or maybe I'll find out what they ended up doing with it, if it ever first has to get to them. Next, moving on from that, this Barnard Fire over in Monroe County, $6.99 on that one. Annandale Company 8 in Fairfax County, $12.99 on that one. Georgia EMT, even though it's EMT Tech A, sold for $4.99. This was old stock that sold out. These next 2 sold together. This Indiana State Police hat patch, and then this Louisiana State Police hat patch. $3.99 each on these. And when I say hat patch, I mean hat patch. I mean, these are very, very small, as you can see from the pictures. They're super tiny. But both of those sold together. Next is Mount Angel, Oregon Police, $6.99 on that. This was one that I got from that retired officer who was selling off like his collection, and this was one of the ones that I bought super cheap to flip myself. Granted, I don't even remember what I paid for it. I paid like $2 something for it, I think. But I made a couple bucks. Next is this Davie, Florida, Broward County. Sold out on offer $6.29. There's the other Marlboro at $7.99. There's a lot of 8 railroad / train patches with a couple duplicates in it. As you can see right there, not a huge variety of them. So for $14.99 plus $4.50 ship. Finally sold, as you can see, back on November 9th. And after it was all said and done, fees, shipping, cost of goods, I made almost, I want to say almost $5 off these little 8 railroad patches. Next is Delayfield, Wisconsin Police, $5.99 on that. And then here's a little bit of auction stuff I did on this account. Only 2 things sold out on 2 things sold. This Canton, Connecticut Office of Fire Marshal sold with just the 1 bid at $6.99, which was not worth listing it that way. And then this lower Swatera and fire in Pennsylvania ended up getting 2 bids. The second one was at the last minute. You can see it at $7.99. Sold for $8.50. And the original guy who was winning this was one of my very repeat buyers in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure he wanted this for his collection. But the person who did end up winning this is another very repeat buyer of mine. So those ended like an hour or 2 ago, so I'm not worried about those not getting paid for. So that is it for this account. We're going to switch to the other account, and starting off on this one, we have a Buffalo Police hat patch, $5.99 on that one. And these are all the auctions that are I'm waiting for them to end. Next we have this Washington DC K9, $8.99 on that one. Niagara Falls Police, $9.99 on that one. That's definitely a good one. This is not this Buffalo one and this Niagara Falls one did not go local, and I don't think that Barnard one went local either. Next is Westchester County Sheriff, $12.99 on that. Clarkstown, New York, PD, $5.99 on that one. Maryland Transit Administration Police, $6.99 on that one. Another Indiana State Police. This one was a full-sized one, $6.99. And I don't know why eBay is doing this with their photos. It's quite annoying. I'm getting this on things I look up to as well, and it's quite annoying. Next is Orleans Parish, Louisiana Criminal Sheriff. This sold out on offer $7.19. Oh, and I put $4 shipping on this, and I did not ship it out first class. I didn't notice that. That's wonderful. So I'll have to refund the buyer those $3. I've done that a few times now where I have the shipping at $4 for some reason when I didn't plan on sending it first class. And I don't notice that's how I did it. And like this I sent out this morning. I literally packed it this morning. I pulled it right before I went to bed just to make sure I wouldn't forget about it. And then sent it out this morning, and I did not send it first class. So, whoops. I'll have to refund them their couple bucks. This Maryland State Police K9 finally sold full price, not on offer, because I refused to send offers out on this again. But what I didn't notice is this was a hat patch, which I should have put in the title, but I did put in the description that it's a 3x3.5, which is about hat patch style, or hat patch standard. Next and last thing is this New York State Police at $6.99. So, good thing I seen that on this Orleans Parish. I'll have to refund them the difference. So, that is it, and I'll see you next week.